Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in last video, we have learned the use of double star KWARGS to solve a very easy problem. And today I'm going to show you something new. And it is very interesting. So in this video, I will solve a basic math problem. We all know a plus b whole square or a square plus b square formula or a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 formula. So here we will get the output, or I can say here I'm going to show you the a square. This is my a square, this is my b square, and this is plus 2ab square. Oh sorry, 2ab. Or if I want, let me delete it. Okay, so now it's the formula of a square plus b square. And how we can achieve this, we will see in this video. Let me open the terminal. Okay, so in this video, this is actually, we know that with by using of or by to use of Python, or we can solve easy to moderate or moderate to advanced maths using Python. This is very obvious, and I will prove this by solving this math problem. Okay, so let's start. First, I want to take the user input. So here I am going to ask the user to give the enter the value of a, and it will be by default of type string. So here I need to typecast because I want a number, and a number always integer. So that's why I have written here a would be type of integer, and after typecasting, the input will be of type integer. In the same manner, I ask the user to give the value of b, and here I have declared a variable c in which I want to store, or I have written here formula a. Actually, I'm not writing the exact formula. If you want, you can write the exact formula also. So this is a, and double stick, that means square. Whenever we want a square form, then we have to write like this: a double star 2. So that means a square 2. This is the syntax of writing a square. And suppose if we want to write like q, so we have to give another star, I mean 3 star, to, or you can say, if I want, okay, so I have to write here, I have to give here 3 star if I want cube of this. But right now I'm just working with square. So this is my a square, this is my b square. And now I'm going to print c, because I have stored the value of a square plus b square in the variable c. That's why I will print c, and you can see the output here. So let me run the program. Python. Python. So it's asking me the value of a. And what would be the value? Suppose I am giving a value like whatever you want. You can give here 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, any number. Okay, let me do first it by using a very small number. Okay, I'm giving it 3. Then enter a value of b, so value will be suppose 2. And we know that a square and plus b square, what would be a square plus b square? So simply if we do, we will get a square, that means 3, square of 3, it will be 9, and square of 2, it will be 4. So if we add it, 9 plus 4 is, what will be it? It will be 13. Let's check it's matching or not. Oh. So you can check here, it's giving us 13. Okay, let's move to a harder number. So suppose I'm giving 9, and the value of b would be 8. So we know the square of 9 is 81, and the square of 8 is 64. So what would be the answer? Think, what would be the answer? So let's check what would be the answer. It will be, value of c would be 1000. Sorry, 10,657. And why it came? Value of c would be enter value of B and it would be 13 and value of C would be insert value. Oh, actually, wait, I didn't comment out this all this thing. That's why it's happening. I need to wait. As we know that Python works line by line, so that's why I didn't comment out all these program. So it was giving us line by line, and this value of C came 10,657 because here I have given 8 to the power 4 plus b to the power 4. So after using this, okay, let me first clear the screen. Interior choice, please choice with me. Okay, now it's clear. So first I have given the number like 2 and 3, and now I'm going to give another number. So suppose I'm giving 9 and 8, then what would be the answer? It would be 145. So if you want, you can check a harder number, like suppose I'm giving 19 as my 19 as my value of A and 89 as my value of B. Then what would be answer? It would be 800, 8,282. It will be my answer. So by using Python, you can solve any math problem. It can be school math, I mean easy, like 7, 8, 9, 10, or it can be 11, 12, or it can be college as well as master degree. So, as I am a mathematics student and I realize that we also use mathematics to, I mean, we can also use Python to solve mathematics. So that's why I came up with this program. And it was the first approach to solve this math, and now I will do I will go for the next one. And what is my next one? I will find out the value of a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4. So let me first do this. This is my whole program. Okay, so as you can see, I have defined a function called calculate. The name of the function is calculate, and I pass two parameters, a and b, and both are of type integer. And it will return me integer because whenever suppose I'm calculating the it's the power 4 and the 4 and a is 2 and b is all is 3, then the value will be of type integer by default. That's why I am giving here, it will return me integer. So c would be of type integer, and it power 4 plus b to I have written the formula here. Okay, now mm, actually I was wrong. By using the double star, we can get squared or cube, 4, anything. So that's why here I'm going to ask, or I'm going to get the output of a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4. So as we know that it will return a c. By using this function, we will get c. In this, the value of a to the 4 plus b to the 4 will get stored in the C, and I want C in return. So it will return me C. Now this is my main function. I have created my main function, and I will ask the user to give the input like value of A and value of B, and it would be by default of type integer, by of type string. But I used here typecasting by using int function, that means init function. So it will be now of type integer. And again, you can see I am calculating a and b. I am using here the function that I have created first, calculate, and I am passing the same parameter a and b. And now it will give me the print value of c like this. and this is my main function, because as you know, this is my main function. I have called, or I have defined the function as main. So that's why I have to, in line number 17, I will call the main function. So it will return me all these things. So let me run the program. Then I will show you how it's work. So it's asking me the value of A. So first, suppose I'm giving easy number like 2 and 3. So what would be the answer? The answer would be 97, because to the power 4 is 16 and 3 to the power 4 is 81. So 81 plus 16 is 97. Now suppose I'm giving a harder number like 10 and 11. Then it will be 24641. That means 24,641. So we can say that we can create calculator also by using Python. Actually, Python can use in any way. Okay, so this was my one approach. If you want, you can try it with another formula like a to the power 5 plus b to the power 5, or aq plus bq, or also you can find a plus b whole square. So let me comment all this, all these lines, these lines. Okay, now we will move to the main approach. And what would be my main approach? It would be using star args. In last video, not in last video, actually in previous videos, we have learned star args and double star kwargs. So I will solve the formula, or I will, okay, let me show you first. So as we know, when we use star args in class, it will give us in the form of tuple, or you can list. So here, this is my, I have used here class keyword followed by class name. Then this is my constructor, and you know that using double underscore is it is known as a dunder function, or dunder method, or magic function. And I have passed two parameters, self and star args. Self refers to the current instance. Always remember that self refers current instance. And this is star args, and we know what is star args. So it is arguments, and it will take the positional value only. That's why you can see, check here. This is my class attributes, or you can say class properties. Whatever you want, you can call it. Okay. So self dot a assigning operator. It will be when I'm going to define the class attribute as self dot a. It would be get stored at the 0th index, and self dot b would get stored at the first index. Self dot c would get stored at the second position, or you can say second index. So this is my function that I have. Sorry, this is not my function, because whenever we define any function in class, we should call it method instead of function. So this is my method that I have called to, or that I have defined my method to print the C, or print the output. This will be, it is the type of my output, or I can write it in another way. But right now we should focus on the point, which is double star, star args. So now def display self, I have to pass the self parameter here, otherwise it will give us error. And now this is my main function, and simply that we have done in previous videos, we will do the same thing. But in that video we were calling, or we were inserting student details. In this program, we will just get, or we will use the star args with class. I mean, in a class we are defining constructor, we are defining constructor, we are defining class attributes. We are using star args just to calculate the value of a square plus b square. So let's start. Here I am using infinite loop, and I have three options. This is like a menu driven program. insert value. For if you want to insert value, then you can add, you can give 1 as your input, 2 to display, 3 for exit program. Now this is my choice because I have given 3 options, so you must give the you have your choice. So that's why I have written here enter your choice, and this will be, I'm asking the user to give the input as integer choice, and it would be by default of type string, but I want the input as integer. So here I typecast it typecasted it, so it will be by default of sorry, now it will be of type integer. So if my choice would won, then I would ask the user to give the input like the value of a and then and value of b, as we have done in the first approach, and also in the second approach we already asked the user to give the input. That means enter a value of a and value of b. In both the approaches we have asked the user to give the input. Okay, so here also we are asking the user to give the input, and C, we will store the value of a square, whatever a will be, we will get from the user. It will be now behind the scene, it will be for a square. I mean, Python will calculate a square plus b square and will get it stored in the variable C. And this is my instance, and this instance refers, actually I told you before that this self refers to the current instance. This is my current instance, and this self is only for calculate, or you can say this self is referring the calculate instance. And this is my class name. As you can see, calculate, C is in uppercase. Always whenever we will define a class, we have to keep in mind that the class name would be in uppercase. I mean, it would be start with uppercase. Okay, so I passed 3 parameters A, B, and C because I have A, B, and C here. So that's why I passed 3 values. And by giving this parameter, I'm calling the constructor. And where's my constructor? My constructor is that. Okay, so I'm calling the constructor, and this A will get stored in the 0th position. B will get stored at the first position, and C will get stored at the second position. And we know that C is my output. C would be my output. So uh, to store all this data, I have created a list called nums, and this is of type list, and this is an empty list because I'm going to ask the user to give the input. After that, I will store the data in this list. Before that, I have nothing. I have nothing. I have no data to store in this list. That's why this is empty. Okay, so after getting data from user, that means the value of A and the value of B, and it will calculate this A square and B square, I mean A square plus B square, and it will get stored in the C. After that, I will, and also I have passed, I have called the constructor. So now, whatever data I have stored in the calculate instance, I will append this into the list, which is my nums list. So I'm going to append using append function with the help of dot operator, and this is I'm passing the parameter calculate. This is my instance, so I'm passing this instance, and to append all this detail into the nums list. So after doing this, it will show us value inserted successfully, and this is the first part. Okay, let me run the program. So it's asking me the choice. I am giving the choice as 1 and enter a value. So my value will be suppose 12, and enter a value of B. So my value would be suppose 6. So it's giving me what? It's giving me the value inserted successfully. Okay, let me insert another one. Because I have given, or I'm using the menu-driven program and also the while loop, I mean infinite loop, I can add so many data. That means I can give so many times the value of A and B, and it will calculate the A square plus B square for me, and then it will get stored in the list. Because I said, you can check here that A whatever A I will give, like suppose I'm giving A as 8, then it will get stored at the 0th position. Then, oh, sorry, it's asking the choice. Okay, giving the choice A, 1. And now it's asking me, so I'm giving the value of A as 8 and it will get stored at the 0th index. When it's asking me the value of B, suppose I'm giving 9, it will get stored in the first index. And the calculation after, uh, I mean the value after calculating the A square plus B square, it will get stored at the index 2. Now, if I choose 2 as my input, then what will happen? So it will show me the record because I have first given my value of A 12 and 6. So the answer would be 180, and after that I given 8 and 9, the answer would be 145. So in this way, we can get our output. Okay, let me show you the second choice. So second choice is very simple. If not num, that means if I have entered nothing, or I didn't give any data to store in the list, then it will show no records. Otherwise, if I have stored some data, then it will give us records, like then we will use this method, display method, to display the records. So that's why I have written here for n in nums. That means here I am using iteration. In the first iteration, it will pick the first value present in the list and will get stored in the variable n. Again, iteration will take place and it will pick the second one, I mean the second element, and will get stored in the variable n. Again, iteration will take place. It will take place until all the elements have not entered or have not stored in the variable n. Now we will use display method to display the record that we have already entered, given the values of a and b. Now we want the value of a square plus b square. That's why I will use here the method, like the syntax would be like this: and dot display and with parenthesis. If we don't give here parenthesis, then it will show us error. So in this manner we can display the display or record, we can record the values. So let me, okay, so you can see the value is 180 and 145. Now to exit the program, we have the option 3. So if we choose 3 as our choice, then it will give us like exit the program, and after this we will break the loop, this infinite loop. Infinite loop has to break. If suppose we used here only the iteration or for loop, then we don't need to break the loop. You can check here, I had used here for loop, but I don't need to use break to break the loop. I mean, because we know that whenever we will use for loop, it will take, it will pick the elements from the list or from the dictionary or from the set or from the tuple until all the elements get not picked. And we know that we have limited, or suppose we have 100 elements in a list, then it will take place for 100, and after that it will break automatically. We don't need to mention break. But in while loop, that is in infinite loop, it's very necessary that you have to break the loop, otherwise it will continue. So that's why I use here break key to break the infinite loop. And I if my choice is not between 2 and 3, 1 to 3, then it will show us invalid choice. Please choose between 1 to 3. So let me show you how. If I choose 3, then see, exit the program. And what will happen if I choose, if I not choose the correct one? Then let me show you. Suppose I'm choosing choice as 4, then what will happen? So it will give me invalid choice. Please choose between 1 to 3. So this is all about. In this program, we just learn how to solve easy or you can solve any type of math by using Python. And I have used star ARGS to solve a square plus b square to get the value of a square plus b square. So this is all for today, and in next video we will meet with some new topic. Thank you very much for watching my video, and stay happy and healthy and keep practicing. Bye bye.